Hey y'all, it's Stella Williams, and today I'm so excited to be on my channel. I am going to be giving you guys a 1-year post-op video. I'm very excited. Today's June 1st, 2022, and I'm officially 1 year post-op my VSG vertical sleeve gastrectomy surgery that I had in 2021. This is also the first video I filmed in my new place. We'll get into why I kind of took a hiatus from YouTube. All of this had to stem from surgery. I feel like that was like the start of a very chaotic whirlwind I was about to go through, and I'm going to get into all of that today. I'm going to try not to edit this video, but what I will do for you is if you have specific questions, I will be sure to put chapters in this. So if you have a specific question you just kind of want answered, you'll be able to look down in the description box and go straight to it. I also did organize this video. You guys know I'm very chaotic in my thought a lot of the time, so I decided to go ahead and organize this in my notes on my phone. That way I didn't want to miss anything and just kind of like, you know, comprehensive. Yeah, a lot of the reason too, I mean, I was staying with my aunt for 6-7 months. It was crazy, but I finally am in my new digs. It's not put together. I moved in, today is, what's today, Wednesday? I don't even know what day today is. Today's Wednesday. I moved in on a Friday after driving from LA. So lots been going on. So without further ado, Berkey's in here. Berkey, fun stuff. Berkey has a little apartment we're gonna be putting together. So she's in there getting her toy to bring to you guys, because you guys know she always has to show a toy off. What'd you bring him today? Okay, you brought an oldie. You brought one from LA. So this looks like a egg. I don't know, this looks like a pumpkin, like that was thrown. Okay. Thank you for show and tell. All right, so let's start off with some stats. So June 1st, 2022. My highest weight I've ever been is 375.6 pounds. And that was in 2015. My starting weight for this surgery was 344 pounds, 0.6, and then my current weight is 250.0. Now, a major influence for me having children, if you want to see all the other weight loss surgery videos I've done, is down below, is that I do want children one day. And it was kind of this unwavering faith of, I know I'm gonna have kids one day. I really want to prepare my body. I've talked about my miscarriage I had in 2015. That kind of really made me jumpstart my weight loss. When you go through a miscarriage, and there's so many factors that could play into it, you never really know what it is. But I took it really personal, because people are always like, if you want to have kids one day, you know, lose a bunch of weight. And so I had assumed it was my weight. That was never a diagnosis like you had miscarriage because of weight. And because of that, I started this like weight loss. I started this like obsession with becoming a mom one day. Like I always knew I wanted to be, but I think just losing a fetus, it really does change a person. And it kind of led to this evolution of me having weight loss surgery last year, because I'm getting a little older and I really am considering having children one day. Birkin, no ma'am. So back when I started this weight loss journey, I hate that fucking word, but back when I started weight loss surgery, I had a friend who went to Mexico and got it done, and she was telling me like raving about it. Lala, she's like, you should go. And I wasn't even considering weight loss surgery, but my mom had done a reading on me from January of 2021, and it mentioned like, hey, I know you never thought about weight loss surgery, but you might want to. And so that was a seed, and then it just kind of like happened in a 5-month period. It was nothing I looked into, it was nothing I was planning, etc. So, and back then I wasn't with anyone. And so now being with someone who I've been with before, and, you know, just reconnecting with them, coming together in a different place. We're both a little bit older. We're both kind of like very aligned in our goals and what we see with each other, and pairing up, and our connection to God. Like, it's all so beautiful. And this idea of having children was just like a blind faith exercise 1 year ago. And now it's like, you know, we don't want kids right now, but just someone on the same page of like sooner than later. Like, it's really beautiful. So that's the main drive of weight loss surgery. And there are many things that have happened in the last year, again, which I will get into right now on this paper, on this phone, that will explain how that central idea of having children has made this the hardest thing I've ever done in my life, i.e. me needing to just step away and really focus on myself, because this is like real life. This isn't like, as much as I love putting on clothes and, you know, inspiring and, you know, walking and modeling and all, like I've gotten my biggest contracts in the last year, and it's just so much, all of it's just so much and so interesting. I'm rambling. This is why I took notes. So my highest weight I've ever been, okay, we went through that. So my starting pant size was a 24, and my current pant size is 16. And I was rocking with the size 22 short until like I think January, I was like, maybe I should try something smaller because it was really loose. But Target didn't have shorts out yet because obviously it was January and I'm on the East Coast, and I didn't, whatever. So the shorts came out around a month ago. I don't know, I posted on my stories. I posted on my stories pretty consistently the last year, and I just tried it. I had a 16 and an 18 in my hand, and I was like, okay, let me try the 18 first. I was like, no, let me just try the 16, and they fit, and I was blown away. And now those are a little loose. So for me, because I'm apple shaped, when I lost weight, I lost it in my stomach, sure, but because I don't really have like the biggest butt, or all my weight wasn't in my butt, it still looks like I'm really, really big. And so visually, the body dysmorphia is real. Visually, I was like, there's no way a 16 is gonna fit me because I still have a really big stomach. So I didn't want to, I knew I like Fashion Nova. Obviously I have contracts with clothing companies, so I knew clothing sizes were changing. I was going from squeezing into 3X's to a 3X fitting, 3X fit like it should have fit. Because obviously y'all see I squeeze in a lot of clothes because if I want to wear it, I'm gonna wear it. And 3X fit properly around what's that holiday? Halloween last year. And then 2X started fitting comfortably, and now I'm on that 1X, 2X line. Again though, because I carry most of my weight in my stomach, it's really hard to like comprehend that a lot of the times. A lot of the times when I see myself, I do still see myself 100 pounds heavier genuinely. And it's discouraging sometimes, but I'm also not someone who had a lot of weight goals. I know when before I had weight loss surgery, people would be like, what's your weight goal? I didn't have one really before surgery. And in the process of losing weight, I did create some. But even still, just reaching these milestones, it's just like, visually, it's been a little difficult. So I was a 3X in juniors, which was way too tight. And now I'm a 2X comfortably in juniors without guessing. Some things I am a 1X in, but more things than not 2X. And I'm a 1X in women's plus size. Pros. So we're gonna go through the pros and cons, and then I'm gonna give you guys a whole bunch of random stuff. So pros, aided tool for weight loss. Obviously, they say weight loss surgery is a tool for weight loss, and I completely agree. I was one of those people before weight loss surgery who was like, this is kind of like gonna be the easier fix. You know, they're gonna cut my stomach out, boom, we're gonna lose weight. What I ended up finding out was after the second month, weight loss stalled for the first time because you're introducing solids back into your diet in the pureed form, in a solid, whatever. You're adding weight back to your body. And it became extremely difficult. It didn't become difficult to lose weight, but the first 2 months are like bliss because you're not eating. So it's like, it's kind of like this fucked up form of like, what's it called? Like when you avoid food, it's like a really messed up form of that where you're just starving yourself. There you go. It's like you're starving yourself basically. It's horrible, but that's when you lose most of your weight. It's when you start introducing these solids back into your diet that obviously your digestive system has some weight to it now. Then you start the stalls. It's really difficult after that. But I will say overall the last year, this has been an incredible tool for weight loss just for the fact that you can't eat a lot. So another major key I had of weight loss surgery was I wanted to change some of like binging and starving habits I had. And this surgery really helped because it felt like no matter what, at the end of the day, girl, you still got surgery. At the end of the day, you still can't eat a lot, so you can't really fuck up that bad. And that's always been the thing in the back of my head that's like, it's like my body being like, hey girl, I still got you. You still had surgery. I still got you. So if you have a bad day, if you fall off track, if you feel like you're not, hey, just remember you have a tool now to help you. And that has been that's like why it's the #1 pro. It's been the biggest blessing in that sense because working on your eating habits starts mentally. And if you're not right there, it's not gonna be right. So next on my pro list is brought me closer to God than I've ever been. And this has to do with a lot of what we're going to talk about in the cons. I ended up having to take about 6 months off of work after surgery. After surgery, I pretty much stopped work for 2021 for health reasons we'll get into, for mental reasons we'll get into. And in that time, it felt so like, okay, I'm going in here with the intention of getting a healthier body, fixing my PCOS as much as I can so I can have children. And then to have what happened to me in that time, like again, my life literally on the line, I had no choice but to turn to God because I was like, God, I feel like you told me to go on this journey and then now all this is happening. Where's the silver lining? Because the 1 + 1 is not 4 and this is not adding up. And in that time, I was just able to get closer to God. Like we have weekly Bible study now. I'm like reading the Bible front to back right now. It's just like, me and my boyfriend praying 3 times a day. Like, I'm just so in tune with God and learning a lot of lessons and still growing. I'm not perfect by any means, but just still growing in myself and my faith. And this whole process, even down to surgery day, if you guys haven't seen those vlogs, I'll link them down below. But even down to surgery day, you know, the doctor straight up told my mom in the room, like, my mom's like, hey, what are her chances of making it through the surgery? And they're like, because of her blood disorder, we can't guarantee she'll make it through. So stuff like that's very difficult to hear. And just, that's kind of when this whole, like, okay, God, I'm listening. Like, I remember the last thing I said before I closed my eyes, like, God, thank you. I said, Jesus, thank you. That's what I said. And then they put me to sleep. So just from there to now, just seeing how God's been in my life, it's just been really beautiful. So big pro, because I also had a lot of ego living in LA that I think I've gotten rid of, and as much as I've seen so far, and just God's really been working on me this last year, and I'm very grateful. Help treat PCOS. So this is obviously a big reason I got surgery. I was like, okay, God, this is like another chance to get my PCOS under control. If you guys remember, I gained 20 pounds in a month, like 6 months before surgery, and I was stressed out. I was like, what am I gonna do? Yeah, so I got hormone testing 2 months ago, and all my levels came back like normal, like as if you were to get tested for PCOS. And if I was not already diagnosed with PCOS, it would have come back that I didn't. But obviously I do, because once you have PCOS, you have it forever. So I've gone through a lot of hormonal issues. We're going to talk about those in the con list, but just generally helping with my PCOS. Like, I do not, obviously I have some breakouts now. Again, I'm going through hormonal issues right now, but I don't have any of this chin acne anymore. Like, I don't get it. When I stopped eating wheat and dairy at the top of the year last year, I stopped getting facial hair. So that's something I've been considering doing again. You know, a lot of things. I don't want to work against my body anymore. I'm kind of past that phase of life. Level hormones. So we just talked about that. That was like something I just didn't expect to hear. Like, no, nothing's elevated. Like, you know, when you have PCOS, it's your estrogen's low, your testosterone's high, your progesterone's not there. She was like, you're fine. So I was like, oh, okay. Okay. Next, mental changes. This is in the pro and con list. This is the only thing in the pro and con list. Mentally, there's a pro there because I've been able to I literally had to sit my ass down. I had to take a step back. And I've gone through so much mentally and so much growth mentally. I really had to be by myself. And God, like, there were times, as you guys know, I made myself sick filming after surgery because I was so dehydrated. I ended up in the hospital twice. So just God being like, you need to sit down for this phase of your life right now, was very difficult. Because if you remember, when I was making videos last spring, I was working 17-hour days. I had a photo shoot every week. I was busting my ass. I was on my grind. And then that all had to just literally stop. Like, I was vlogging every single day. And that was just really taxing. But I say it's positive because I think as a woman, it's made me more evolved, and it's made me grow up a little bit, and it's made me reduce from my ego and kind of just see what's real and what's important. I'm super family oriented now. I wasn't, like, I had seeds of it before surgery because I wanted my own family. But in this last year, I've become so involved with my family in ways that are just such a blessing. And mentally, it's been good and challenging, but for the good parts, I'm very, very thankful for the hard parts. Let me make sure this is still recording. If it is, we'll just keep this rolling because I told you I don't want to edit. Oh, we are. I don't know why I can't see my battery. Usually I can see my battery when I film these videos, but I can't today. All right. Next, clearer skin. So this is one thing that's been a really big pro. Is my skin this last year has been amazing. I went to Europe for a month to find myself. I went on an Eat, Pray, Love journey. And, oh, did I just delete the note? No, okay. Yeah, my skin's just been really, really clear lately. I don't have to fight with acne so much anymore. Whether that's the weight loss, whether that's my skin regimen I'm doing, I think all of it just kind of combined has really helped me. And my skin's pretty clear. I no longer wear foundation. Today, I'm wearing tinted moisturizer, which is makeup. I don't even wear this every day. People are like, you never wear makeup, because I don't want to. I dreamed of a life where I never have to wear makeup, and now I really don't. Typically, I get my lashes done, but I'm trying Latisse right now, so I don't have my lashes done right now. But usually I just have my like clear gloss or my clear lip oil and lashes, and that's just something I feel, I don't know if it was weight loss related or not, but something that's happened in the last year, so it's amazing. Clean cuts of marks. Okay, so this is a really big pro. The surgeon I went to Oasis of Hope in Tijuana, Mexico, raving reviews from everyone, and they did really clean incisions. So I do have incisions on my body. You've probably seen them in my bikini photos. I do have marks, but they're really clean, and I like that. And also, I got a lot of compliments from my doctor on the surgery itself and the surgery process. And when I came back to the States and went to my doctor, he was able to basically be like that they did a great job. And that was something that I was nervous about, but also thankful for, that he was like, no, they actually he said, I'm impressed. He said, I'm impressed. So I really like that. In the pro list, healing and inner work, I kind of already touched on that, so I don't want to go too deep on that because we have a lot more to talk about, but just a lot of healing and inner work I was able to do because I had to sit down for so long. In turn, when I came back at the top of the year, I started a mentorship program. I started 2 businesses. I'm thriving in that sense. So the healing was necessary, and I had to find a life that was driven by God and not by my own ego and my own successes. And in turn, I feel like I've been very favored for that. So it's been good. More options to shop. This one is so crazy because obviously, but I can just shop more places now. And I think one thing that's messing me up about this is I forget that I don't need to always just shop plus size now, because there are size 16s in straight size stores now. Like in Target, I can now shop from 2 sections. I can shop plus size or I can shop straight sizes. And it's really interesting, obviously, because straight sizes still in 2022 have cuter options, but it's just weird. I haven't gotten to the place yet where I will go and shop both sizes. I really just will stick to the plus sizes because I can't I'm mentally not there. I went to one store called Earthbound, I believe, in Fredericksburg, Texas, and I bought a 2X skirt. And when I bought it at Christmas, it didn't fit. Now it does fit. It almost zips. It's not there quite yet, but 2X and a 2XXL are different. And that skirt, I'm sorry, was an XXL. So I'm still not fitting an XXL, but close. Learn to stop fighting my body and learn to flow with it. I kind of mentioned that. If my body will reject things now. I do not want that. I'm craving this. I want this. And I've had to be so much more in tune with my body. So big pro. Workouts are way easier. Oh my gosh, I was doing 5K a day. I've just always loved running. I have a really big goal to run a marathon. I really want to do that. And my workouts are way easier. I can actually run. I remember when I first started running, that was around Thanksgiving after surgery. I was able to run distances I was never able to run before, and continuously and straight. I don't know if I've run a mile straight yet, but that's a goal for this summer for sure. I don't gasp for air in the middle of the night anymore. One thing that was really, really bad is I'm pretty sure I had sleep apnea. Now, the reason I never got officially diagnosed because I went to the doctor for it, and they're like, yeah, I'm pretty sure you have sleep apnea, but you have to go take this sleep study. And my insurance didn't cover the sleep study. It was $900, so I never went. But if your doctor tells you that, please go and get checked out, because that could cost you your life. And I used to wake up that's how I'd wake up all the time, like every other night before I lost weight. And I've noticed since weight loss, I don't do that anymore. So that's been a very big pro, because I used to be scared to go to sleep. Like, am I gonna gasp for air? Easier to ride. My sex life has improved. I am so thankful for the confidence I had at 100 pounds more than I do now, because it taught me a lot along my way. If you guys want an updated how to ride a guy video after weight loss, let me know. I'm definitely down to do that, because my sex life is incredibly different. But I will still say I'm doing a lot of the moves I used to do when I was heavier. I'm just able to do more now and explore a lot more, which I've kind of touched on, but I don't mind talking about it again. Better sex, okay. New appreciation for my community and my body. I've literally had to re-love my body. This is gonna be in the cons list, but everything sags. Gravity has worked. Everything is just drooped, and I've had to learn to continue to love my body. I don't want to use the word relearn, because I never felt out of love with my body, but over the last year I've just been able to see my body just droop and sag, and I've had to have this new confidence to be like, girl, you were wearing a bikini then, wear a bikini now. Girl, you were wearing crop tops then, wear a crop top now. And I found myself for like a month trying to cover up more, and I'm just not there anymore. And I think what happened is I went to the gym. I signed up for the gym and I was talking to a trainer and she's like, oh, you just lost a lot of weight. And I was like, how did you know that? And she was like, I could tell by your skin. And I think that's when I became so self-conscious about it, because I didn't even really realize it. Because obviously, if you guys watch my stories, when I go to the gym, I wear a sports bra and I wear pants or shorts. Like, that's my uniform. And just hearing someone else say that, I became a lot more conscious about it. And then I really saw it. The first thing to go were my titties, period. And it sucked, but they came back. They came back, which was actually scary, because it was a time I was like, am I pregnant? I didn't know. And they came back, but then they never left again. So I'm just happy they're back. All right. Hoo-ha waxing is easier when I go get my vag wax. It's way easier to maneuver. I'm finding myself every 5 weeks not needing to hold my stomach as much. When you're bigger, if you're like, when I was 350 pounds, if you need to hold your stomach you have to hold your stomach up so your waxer can get all the hair. I find myself not even needing to really do that. I kind of do it out of courtesy now. New appreciation for my community too, because even though I've lost a lot of weight, I'm still apple shaped, and it's just been able, like, now I have to be more confident as an apple than I've ever been, because when I had fat, everything was stuffed, so like my stomach was rounder. Now it's like loose skin and I'm apple, and like I said, my stomach, because I have so much loose skin, it goes like this, and so that's all just skin. And I'm just more appreciative of my apple community, because it's still my body shape, and I don't know why I had this vision that my body shape's gonna change, because I saw my waist coming in, so maybe that's why I thought it. But I was like, well, if my waist comes in, then I must be changing shapes, and I did a whole video about it. But no, I'm still apple shaped. So I just have a new appreciation for the community and ways I can help and give back. Last pro I put on the list, oh, there's Haley. Filming still. Are you flexible? Are you flexible for 30? All right, next, airplane seat belts. Seat belts, I don't have to question. Okay, cool. I don't have to question if airplane seat belts are gonna fit. Every airline now, they fit, so that's a big pro. All right, let's get into some cons, but I'm gonna reset the camera. Some cons. I needed I mentioned this already, but I needed 6 months off of work to heal mentally and physically. And in results of this, because I sat with myself for so long, 6 to 7 months is a really long time. I couldn't work. I didn't have the energy to. I've been really into socioeconomics lately, and just money, and obviously with current inflation that's happening in America, it's just a really interesting time. But it's a new passion, a new avenue of life I'm really deep diving into, because socioeconomics, it hit me. I was like, wow, you can afford to take 6 to 7 months off of work. It may deplete your you know how they say save 6 months of savings because you never know what life's gonna happen. This was a chance in life where I literally had to do that. I had to use my 6 month savings, and it just had a new appreciation for what I do for work, for also fighting the good fight, fighting for the 99%, fighting for us who may not be in that position. Being able to take 6 months off of work, being able to afford to do that and still pay my bills. I have gotten really into economics, and I've gotten really into how it socially impacts us, and ways I can use my voice to fight the man and make sure that people are taken care of just on a human basic level. I've been getting really into universal health care, just really understanding socioeconomics and programs and companies and nonprofits I can attach myself to really spread messages that I feel like are important, to pass legislature, to pass bills, to help the common good. So that's something I've really gotten into, and I do feel that resulted from weight loss surgery, because if I did not have to take a step back and be like, girl, you cannot work, figure it out, I wouldn't have been able to really be in a position where I was humbled back to my beginnings. I was humbled back to where I started when I was living with my father growing up, and our economic disadvantages. So it was kind of like God reminding me, like, hey, I always used to say as a kid, whenever I have whatever, I'm gonna like work toward this, I'm gonna fight for this, I'm gonna fight for people who are on the line. I grew up in a household where we were literally on the line of poverty, but we weren't. So no program was designed to help us. No program I had access to as a child, the free lunch program, nothing. I had to literally not eat because we were on that line. It's like, oh, well, he makes this amount of money, so you should be fine, you're good. And it was just so crazy because we were facing evictions every other month. So just from that to being able to be like, sit down and be like, wow, I was able to afford to take 6 months off of work. New passion of mine. I talk about that I'm trying to understand more before I publicly share, but that is something that's like a project of mine. It's something that I'm working on, just understanding them so I can do my part and use my voice and platform. All right, body dysmorphia is real. This shit is real. I still see myself as 344 pounds. I do not see myself as 250 pounds. I think the only times I do are I have no answer. Maybe sometimes in the bathtub. Like I remember I got in the bathtub with my boyfriend. He's like, I didn't even know we would both fit in there, and I didn't either. So I think in times when when like squeezing by the car door, like stuff like that I've noticed. But other than that, like sitting here right now, I do not feel any different physically than I did at 344 pounds. Like I mean in the sense of body image. Like right now sitting here, I'm like, I'm 344 pounds. But I'm not. So body dysmorphia is real. I used to know it was real, but no, it's like real. It's like actual illusion. All right, droopy face and skin. So we talked about this too. Everything droops, but the most insecure thing I have going on right now is how droopy my face is, which is why I always wear ponytails. People are like, why are you always wearing these tired ass ponytails? It's because it snatches my face up. That's why. I can literally go and put it in a ponytail and my skin's like back. I've only ever had one cosmetic procedure done, and it was non-surgical. I had something called a PDO thread lift, quote unquote, a fox eye, and it took threads here. I had this done in November 19, and it pulled my skin up here. It only lasts a year max. It don't work no more. It's the one thing I've considered getting done again. I have started thinking about cosmetic procedures for my face over anything else. I'm just really insecure about my face right now, and when I don't have ponytails in, and when my face, everything just sags. Like I have new wrinkles here, and I'm trying not to be nitpicky. I'm trying to embrace it, but it's difficult. I ain't gonna cap with y'all. It's really, really difficult. The reason I haven't gotten cosmetic procedure again is because it's really expensive, and I have other things. Like I don't care that much to spend like a rack on threads again, but it is something I have considered because it really is just a really big insecurity I have. Next we have I can never get my stomach back. And there are a lot of times this last year I'm like, damn, like I lost all this weight. I would love to have my full stomach back. You can't. And it sucks. It sucks a lot of times, but it was the safest procedure. It was a laparoscopic surgery, so it wasn't too invasive, and it's the safest option for especially my blood disorder. But sometimes I'm really like, damn, like I could never get my stomach back, and that messes with me a lot because it's like a piece of you is really gone forever. Next, picky eating. I'm the pickiest eater now. Literally everything hurts my stomach. Pause. It took me a long time. I used to think everything hurt my stomach, but really it's processed sugar. Processed sugar gives me stomach aches that you would never imagine. One, you're not even really supposed to be eating them after surgery. It's supposed to be keto, but I don't believe in dieting like that. But processed sugar like fucks me up. Like actual, I'm not talking my stomach hurts. I'm talking like physical pain. So I didn't realize till the last month, why don't we just stop eating processed sugar? But coffee's cool. Meat tastes so gross to me. Meat tastes like meat. I've been trying to like stick to fishes and stuff because I cannot stand the taste or texture of meat. My body, what I'm trying to say right now is I am a picky eater now. Like my body will react. Rice, bleh, bread, bleh, like it's just a weird, it really is touch and go with everything. Like can I eat it? Can I not? It's like roulette. Like are we gonna be sitting on the toilet today? Like let's find out. Because all right. Mental changes we talked about. The cons of mental changes is because you feel like you're going crazy, and you're like, there's a lot of like real conversation with yourself of like, did I make the right choice? Is this what's best for me? Could I have done it without surgery? And it's just reminding yourself the positives of why you did everything is like key. Period issues. I've done many videos on this, so I'm going to keep it brief and short. And if you want any more deep dives into what I'm talking about today, let me know. I will make that video. Basically, with period issues, I started bleeding like crazy. When you lose a lot of weight very quickly, your body sheds excess fat, which holds hormones. And if you're a female, that means your periods may get out of whack. Well, for me, because I'm on blood thinners, it meant profusely bleeding, led to me, this is a very short story. I don't mind going deeper in another video. A lot of bleeding, ended up in the hospital on my last leg. with a hemoglobin of 4.2. He said if it was 4.0, he would have treated me like a car crash victim and put me on emergency blood. I had 4 bags of blood put into my body. Then I got an IUD. Period issues, I stopped bleeding after Europe, so probably like November. IUD gets stuck in March. IUD removal end of March, and now my periods are irregular again. So a lot of issues that we're working through. I think now I would like to document them more. I do want to just kind of share that whole story in another video, but that's been the biggest con, are my period issues, and it especially fucks me up so much because I want kids, and that's the whole point of this. So it just feels like one big like, oh. All right, next, the first 2 months. The first 2 months suck, and you regret every second of it. You're like, oh, I regretted every second of it. I was like, why did I do this? I could have just lost the weight. All I had to do was not eat for a month. That's all I'm basically doing now. Everything hurts. I can't eat nothing. My stomach can't hold nothing. This is forever. But after the 2 months and you kind of get back in a groove and you can start eating and, you know, you get back in the swing of things, it's better. Now I'm eating about like 4 to 6 ounces. You start at 2. But anytime I want, it's like before surgery. If you want your stomach to shrink back to normal, you just cool it on how much you're consuming. Same thing with surgery. I notice myself, what fucks me up is my periods are so intense that when I PMS, I get so hungry, my body has like no signal of you're full. So that's been the only thing that really messes me up. But other than that, I eat like not a lot. It's pretty good. I'm not 2 bite Tina. I used to call myself 2 bite Tina. My family did, but I'm definitely more than 2 bite Tina now. But same concept. New confidence. I put that under a con because I had to find new confidence in just everything, in my decisions and who I am as a person and who I'm evolving to, understanding that change is happening and it's a natural part of life and I'm evolving into someone new and having confidence in that, because you don't want to lose who you are. And I don't think I even put this. Did I? Yeah, I did. Okay, so we'll talk about this in a second. Blood transfusion. We talked about that. Sucked. Anemia. That sucked. IUD issue. We talked about that. Loose front butt skin looks like a real ass. We talked about that too. So now we're going to move on to just random facts about the last year that I feel I didn't want to put in pro or con list. They're just what they are. So number 1, I throw up if I eat too much. This is a big thing. This happened more so in the beginning when I first started eating, but if my body don't like it, it will reject it and I will throw up. So throwing up all the time pretty much sucks. I threw up literally, we were watching a movie over the weekend on the couch and I had Chipotle, and obviously I can't eat a lot of it because of the rice, it fucks me up. And I fell asleep behind my boyfriend and like I woke up and then I went back to sleep. I ate too much. You're not supposed to eat and lay down, which sucks because I get the itis now after every meal. After every meal, I swear I was never like this. After every meal, I need a nap. It does not matter. Happened after surgery. After every meal, I need to go to sleep. Yeah, I like woke up throwing up the other day. It was so disgusting, but it was like, he's like, you know, I love you because I caught you throw up. I'm like, that's real because that's disgusting. But yeah, alcohol hits me fast. Coffee hits me fast. I don't need much of nothing to feel it. Okay. Number 2 is I'm still dealing with hormonal issues. I'll open up about that more. I stopped opening up about it because people were like, she's doing it for dramatics. But I've really been, since March 1st, been in and out of the gyno like on average 2 times a week. It's too much. I have a lot going on, but it is what it is. 3, eating whatever I want. I do eat whatever I want. If I want to do, I had like a little, what are the little tasty cake donut things? I just had a donut today, like the little mini ones. Whatever. I eat whatever I want, and there's been so much freedom. I made that a goal when I was getting surgery, like I'm going to eat whatever I want, and I do. I need to be careful. I told you my body is really picky, whatever. But I made sure I didn't want to go keto. I didn't want to have some like diet, whatever. I don't want that kind of life. So the flexibility to eat whatever I want has also given me a lot of room to use this tool to eat better, and my relationship with food has improved, and I really wanted that to happen with surgery, and I'm glad it did, because my relationship with food is a lot better, and I just naturally choose better choices for myself. 1, because it's easier on my stomach and my digestive system, and 2, because I feel better. Again, with surgery, I feel everything now. Like I feel how every food's gonna make me feel. Let me reset the camera. Alrighty, next, I really stopped rapid weight loss when I started Puree Foods. A calorie is a calorie is a calorie. As many diets as you want to do, a calorie is a calorie is a calorie. And when I started Puree Foods, I had a lot of beans in it, a lot of like starchy things, and that's why my weight started fluctuating. Really, the bulk of my weight loss happened when I wasn't eating anything the first 2 months. And then after that, it was slower, but I was losing on average like 10 pounds a month after that. Okay. I used to say, if I knew this, I would have done that. But I didn't before surgery, so I'm really happy. I used to say, my first couple months, maybe my first 6 months after surgery, man, if I knew I just didn't have to eat for a month, I would have done it. Oh, if I knew I just needed to clean up my diet, I'd feel better. If I knew if I would just cut out processed sugar, I would feel amazing. Like, obviously I knew these things, but having a tool that made me like literally adjust my diet, made me just appreciate this surgery more, because it's so easy to be like, damn, all I had to do is eat Jello for a month. I could have done that. So much more than that. Sorry. They came home with some presents. I love them. Alright. I'm also eating an Oreo. I'm like obsessed with Oreo Thins, the lemon ones. I love them. Okay. 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 I can't do too much, but they're good. Okay. Next thing is hair loss. So I had a lot of hair loss. I went bald, as you guys saw. My saving grace is my hair oil that I developed. This is the Stella hair care oil. This is amazing. It has really good reviews if you want to try it yourself, but this literally grew my hair back so fast. Got so many compliments on it. All this used to be like a bald spot, and it's back, and I'm obsessed with this product, and I try to get everyone as I can on. I've been sending out samples, giving it to family. Reviews are, I'm like, please review it. And I've gotten really, really good reviews on this. So this has been like key for growing my hair back, because I was really insecure about that too. And I was almost to the point where I was just gonna wear wigs, but wigs I sweat through, and I did not want to do that. So, all right. What else? I have to remember how much weight I've lost. It's easy to compare to people who started in the 200s and are now in the 100s. I have to keep running my race. I had to keep remembering I had almost 200 pounds to lose. And after a year, when I had like a friend like, I lost 120 pounds, or like, you know, I'm now 175. Like, I had to remember I started at 344. So my 100 pounds down is going to look different than their 100 pounds down. Their 100 pounds from 275 is 175. Mine's 344 to 244. I really had to keep remembering that, because it became really discouraging. So again, I have to keep running my race. 7, I live a more natural life as I eat an Oreo. I'm not an it girl, but I do. I have like a more balanced, natural life. Like I told you guys, I don't really wear makeup anymore. I gravitate to more natural things, more products, more natural life, more home care, more health care, just more natural approach to life. I think that's a result of surgery. Okay. So you're not, healthier choices are just easier, so I just kind of mentioned that. I had my first sip of soda on my 1-year anniversary eve, which was, I guess that's a lie, because it was 2 nights ago. 0 out of 10 hurt like hell. You're not supposed to do carbonation. And I had my first sip of carbonation. I went to a cookout for Memorial Day, and they had soda, and I was like, let me just take a sip. It's been a year. Hell no, that shit hurt so bad. Do not recommend, will not do it again. No, it hurt. All right, I used to, this is a big one and real. I used to hide behind my weight with jokes and my ego, meaning like, I'd be like, I'm Stella Williams, like, to a point that I was like hiding myself. So shedding weight helped me shed those negative projections. I felt so exposed when I lost the weight. So when I lost the weight, I'm saying the same thing, but I felt exposed. I felt like I was seen, and I had so much to work on. And that's where a lot of these mental movements were. It's because I like really saw myself for who I was, especially again, needing to sit down for so long. And I couldn't hide behind my weight. Like sometimes like the fat kid's the funny one, because they're like making jokes to like make up for their insecurity of whatever. Like I felt that too, and I didn't realize how much I like projected this bossy, bigger than life persona just to really mask like all the shit I was really going through. I still can't drink a gallon of water a day, but I do love keeping up with the intake. I literally was like, when it hit me I was never gonna be able to drink a gallon of water again, it messed me up so bad because I used to drink a gallon of water every single day. Best skin of my life, best feeling of my life, hydration. It was so hard to get a lot of water in, but now I'm not to a gallon a day. I think my comfortable, how I used to drink a gallon is how I drink half a gallon now. Baby! Baby! First of all, why he in there taking a bubble bath and I ain't getting invited to no damn bubble bath? What the hell? You probably saw I was filming and did not invite me to the bubble bath. First of all, I put you on bubble baths. Anywho, okay, bread sucks, so just don't do it. Any carb sucks so bad after surgery. It just fills you up. And there's a time for like the first 4 months where you really just need to be on top of your protein and be on top of getting enough calories, because you just like, it's really hard, but it eventually becomes easier and it's way easier to eat. And now it's like, okay, I feel like I'm living like more of a normal balanced diet. So what is next in the future? This next year, I would like to, like June 1st is always gonna be a day for me. June 1st, 2023, I would like to lose 51 more pounds and hit the 199 mark. My goal weight is somewhere between 155 and 175, but really it is all about having the children. So that's the next one, children and preparing my body. I can see myself having kids in the next couple years, and I really just want to be optimally there and prepared to have children. I don't want to even consider like surgery. I know a lot of questions I got is, am I going to get surgery for my loose skin? I definitely will want to one day, but I have a lot of factors against me, like my blood disorder and wanting children. I don't think I would want to have skin removal surgery and then go have a kid, like, and then it wouldn't make sense. But some things I've noticed lately, like the last month, my back has been hurting, my upper back has been hurting. I haven't had any issues with